All right, guys, welcome to the show. Today, we are super excited to have Tresa Todd-Luckton, and she is representing an incredible group of people, women in real estate and investors, by the way. So it is WREIN, and I'm sure you have a fun way of saying this, but we wanted to introduce all of our group to Miss Tresa. Hello, how are you today?
I'm fantastic. So honored and excited to be here.
Well, I can't wait to get into conversation about what you guys do and how you started this group and all of the amazing difference that you're making. So why don't you start from the beginning, introduce yourself, and then we'll go into the organization talk about what you guys and how you're making such a difference.
Okay. Well, my name is Tresa Todd-Luckton. I'm here in Dallas, Texas, founder of the Women's Real Estate Investors Network, which we do call the ReIN, WREIN, the ReIN. And so I had been in the medical field for 25 years, and I have 3 grown sons that became real estate investors in Dallas. I was in Tyler, Texas, a couple hours from here, and they were just crushing it. I mean, they had found their gift and their calling. They were all in business together, so that's always fun to watch your kids be in business together and not killing each other. And so, do you want me to keep going, or do you want me to?
So absolutely. We definitely want to hear this story. It's a good one.
Okay. So they kept saying, Mom, you need to come do this. Should we, come and learn real estate investing? I had been in the medical field and I was 50 years old. And I was like, oh. So every time they would ask me, I would say, well, I'll think about it. But I wasn't really thinking about it. I was not thinking that I could learn something new at 50 years old. And it seemed very overwhelming. But one night, I always say it was the night that changed my life. My youngest son called me and he just had this urgency in his voice. And he said, Mom, it's time. You need to come do this. And his exact words were, you're going to end up being a Walmart greeter if you don't do this. And he said, what is your retirement plan? And I thought I had a retirement plan. I had been in the medical field for 25 years. I had a good 401k. I had a little bit of savings. But he had been at my house a few months prior to that, and he wanted to look over all my financials. And he was looking at, and he didn't really say much, but obviously he had been thinking about it. And he said, do you know that you have about 7 years after you retire that you can live the same lifestyle? And it was certainly not a lavish lifestyle at all. And I will tell you, I didn't even sleep that night. I had not ever done the math. We just have this way of kind of having our head under the sand and thinking that, hey, I was doing everything right, I thought. And so I said, okay, I took a week off work and I said, I'm going to come hang out with you guys and I'm going to see what you do. And I needed to know if I could really learn it and if I would like it. And I'll save that long story, but I'll tell you this to make a long story short. I spent a week with them. I went home that weekend. My husband and I talked all weekend long. We both walked into our offices on Monday, gave our 2 weeks notice, put our house on the market, and moved to Dallas, Texas to become full-time real estate investors. So we had no option except to succeed. And it was life-changing. I had made more money in the first 4 months than I had saved in my 401k after 25 years. It was astounding. And so, Jana, I was also very much involved in ministry, teaching Bible studies and women's retreats and seminars and all of that. So once I started doing this, I was 18 months into it. And my oldest son, this time, I'm saying, where are all the men? 95% of real estate investors are men. So I would go to all the networking events and I was like, I just stood out like a sore thumb. And so they kept hearing me complain about it. So they said, well, why don't you start something for women? And I said, well, I will someday. Someday I'm going to do that. And they were like, no, now. I'm like, I only have 18 months experience myself. But I just did it. And it started out as this little bitty thing. There were 40 ladies at the very first meeting that we had here in Dallas. And it just kept growing and growing. And then I was all over the Metroplex. I started going to Houston. And then COVID hit. And I had to shut down everything. And that was when I felt like women needed it the absolute most. They had to know this specialized knowledge that my sons had taught me had literally changed my life. It gave me a way to retire. I was living a fancier life than I had ever lived in my life. I could travel. And so I thought women need to know this. So I went online, and there's a whole long story behind that too, but I'll save that for another day. And I started teaching, and I just got through it with a training a month ago, where in that training, there were 8,800 women from all over the nation. And so just since COVID, we've had 120,000 women that I have had the opportunity to share the specialized knowledge with. And it is the most exciting, fun thing I have ever done in my life.
Oh my gosh, I love that story. There's so many parts that people can relate to. And you are absolutely right. From, Tyler, Texas, I'm from Paris, Texas, and, smallish town to
Yes.
going big city, saying, that's it, burn the boats. We
Yes.
are going into this. And, it's not that you had a bad job. Your husband had a bad job. I mean, you did what we were taught. Our parents said, go to school, get a good job, work for someone, and retire happy. And whenever your son did the math, how many of us have 7 or less years that we can literally support ourselves before we're the Walmart greeter?
Yes.
And you made that decision. You couldn't sleep at night. You said, you know what? Something's got to change. And today's the day. So moving to Dallas, being a student of your son's, how great is that? That's a lesson right there.
Yes.
And then you going and adapting and implementing that, and now bringing other people along, especially a Heart for Women ministry in the marketplace, to go, hey guys, let's build legacy. Let's build our empire so that we can impact other people with the one thing that they need is a home. Let's put a roof over people's head, make it affordable, and it's a win-win all the way around. So how great is that? And during COVID, not retreating, but pushing the gas and going, we're going digital. We're going online. We're going to make training available for every single person that wants it. So I love this story. And the best news is that story's not over. You guys are still making the difference. So tell me about this program. Tell me who it's for, and how often you guys get together. What are some of the nuggets that you talk about? What are some of the projects you guys do together? I mean, let me know a little bit more about this, because I know you're hitting a lot of heartstrings right now.
Okay. So I have an online training that is it's a 7-day class, and it's for a couple of hours in the evening. And we will have this mass amount of ladies that come through there. And literally, I teach every single thing that you need to know to become a real estate investor. And I teach wholesaling, flipping, short-term rentals, seller finance, house hacking. So I have all kinds of strategies. I teach every one of those. And then I give the ladies an opportunity to become part of the Women's Real Estate Investors Network. And if they desire to become a part of that, then you are a lifetime part of the Women's Real Estate Investors Network. And they're nationwide, ladies all over the country that are partnering together. They are doing flips together. And the beautiful thing about it is, with investing, we use a lot of OPM, that's called other people's money. So we have private money lenders that they're not interested in learning all these strategies. Maybe they are doctors or lawyers, and they love what they're doing, but they have money that they want to see it grow more than the 4 or 5% that you're going to get anywhere else. So they will lend it to these other ladies in the network. So they use their money to do these flips and to purchase all of the materials and all of that. And these ladies are making, 10, 12, 15% on their return of their money, but it's also providing these ladies with the funds to do that. So any woman that really just wants to go out there and make a difference in her life, and like you said, it's about leaving a legacy. Rentals and short-term rentals. I have 7 grandkids, and it is my desire. I'm working on leaving every one of my kids at least one rental, that whenever I go, they can have that. They can sell it. They can use it for, anything they want. But that would be part of my legacy, just to leave each one of them a home that they could, do whatever they want to with that. So these ladies are partnering together. They're learning together. I provide a mentorship. I have some of the best coaches in the world. They jump on calls with the coaches and they can ask questions if they're in the middle of a deal and they're not sure exactly, how to structure it, or is this a good deal? Is it not a good deal? I have, so we coach them, teach them. I provide a whole platform of training. So everything that you need as a real estate investor, I have tried to provide it right in one place. And these ladies are having tremendous success. And that's the most fun thing about it, is watching these ladies sending me notes and letters and saying, hey, I just quit my full-time job because I'm making more money now than I was making at my job. Or I get to pick my kids up from school for the first time in their whole life. Hey, I'm retiring in 2 more years. It's just crazy.
Oh my gosh, what incredible success stories that continue to happen. And because of you, you made that one decision and now look at the ripple effect. It's unbelievable. And everything that you are saying aligns perfectly with what we're doing at HSRA. We are taking business owners, small business owners. Maybe we're not working for others, we're working for ourselves. And a lot of people left work and signed up for another job. And that's called, they created another job for them, which was a small business owner. And they haven't really had the success of moving out of their business so that it can run without them. And that's my heart, is to teach people, business owners, how do you create the systems, processes that business can run without you, so you go start your next and having passive income, multiple passive income streams coming in. No one's really teaching that, especially in our home staging industry. So to team with people like you to say, hey guys, this is the outlet. This can be your next, get this stream of income going. We're in the real estate industry. Yes, we make real estate look pretty and viable, but what about being the business instead of just serving the business, right?
Yes.
So you're going to be at Summit with us. I cannot wait for our breakouts. I can't wait for people to get to meet you. And what advice could you give someone that is, maybe they are on the struggle bus, like they're working so hard and they believe in their mission within real estate, but they just haven't, they're fearful. They're fearful of making a step to become an investor.
Absolutely. Well, I'll tell you what, my mantra is to be brave and dream big. And this is, if we always stay small and we stay in our fear, we're never going to impact the world. But if we will, brave people impact the world. I mean, from the biblical days to people all around us now, people that are willing to step out of their comfort zone and do the hard things and learn something new, or just put themselves out there. And yes, you're going to fall sometimes, and there's going to be haters, and there's going to be all the things. But if you will just keep going, and because you know that you have a purpose and you want to leave a legacy, people who build empires, I mean, it was not easy for anybody that's ever built an empire. You have to get out there and do it and do the hard things. But the thing is that you can do it. There is training out there. Go find somebody that's already conquered the thing that you want to do and ride their shirt tail. I mean, copy and paste is what we call it. You don't have to learn something a new way. Don't reinvent the wheel. Find somebody that's successful at the thing that you want to do, and then go learn it from them and just do it over and over and over, and then build your own empire and impact the world.
Oh gosh, I love that. You're right. It is about being brave, being strong, making those decisions. It doesn't mean that we are fearless, but we have to have the courage in the fire, making that difference, making those big moves, the big chess plays in our life that sometimes don't make sense. Chess is not like checkers. Sometimes we've got to make that vertical move or that horizontal move to really to make that biggest impact. And so teaming together, partnering together, these ladies are not doing it by themselves. They're creating greater impact together. They're getting there faster together. So I would say that whenever we're talking about, somebody maybe transitioning or thinking bigger and understanding that training is available. What type of training do you guys have? And what are typically the takeaways from that training?
Well, so I mean, literally, I start with wholesaling because that is the most simple strategy as as an investor, and I teach all of the basics when I'm teaching that. And it looks, am I froze? Are you froze? I'm just going to keep going. You're frozen, Jana. So
yeah, you're going on my side, so we'll just
okay. Okay, I'm just going to keep going. So that's what I literally just teach, and it's step by step. So I'm teaching how can you make really huge profits wholesaling a property, and then I teach you how to flip, how to be the next Joanna Gaines without doing any of the work yourself. That is the beauty of it. You don't, I mean, or it's exactly what you said, Jana. We are buying ourselves a job. If I decided I'm going to go out and flip houses and I'm going to do the work, then I'm now a contractor. And I don't want to be a contractor. I teach my ladies, don't be a contractor, be an expert real estate investor. Hire the right contractor to do the job, and you go out and get another piece of property and you start on that. I will be flipping I'm flipping 5 houses right now at one time. And then at the same time, I'm purchasing rentals, and short-term rentals is one of my favorite strategies of all of them. I'm so glad that we're going to be talking about that at the summit. Cannot wait to hear that. And so that's my approach, is a step-by-step teaching of how easy it is, how simple it is, what you need to know, what you need to do, what steps you need to take. And then the other beautiful thing is the network of women that are there to encourage and inspire. They share what's going on in their city. They are meeting. So they have little hubs all over the nation that are meeting together and, doing great things together. So it is just fun to be a part of it. It's so much fun to watch these ladies.
Yes. Well, I love it. I love that you have set the stage and you've created the platform for connection and collaboration. And it does start with that networking. It starts with finding like-minded people,
yes,
and wanting to make that difference together. And, even in the real estate, I guess you could say, the climate that we're in, where people are like, well, wholesaling doesn't work. Yes, wholesaling works in any climate. Staging works in any climate.
Yes.
STRs work in any climate. And it is all about finding that niche, because maybe one is easier at a certain time with supply and demand than the other. So what you're teaching is multiple ways to become an investor through the seasons and the climates of change in real estate, right?
Absolutely. You said it. You said it.
Yeah, that's so good. And, when it comes to, design and staging, what I'm seeing is collaboration on that side too, because as your students and, they're like, and you said it yourself, don't be the contractor, don't be the stager. You might could have input, but hire those things out.
Absolutely.
Know how it's done, but you don't have to be the one doing it.
Absolutely. I am all about staging. I mean, it's just been proven over and over that when you flip a house or when you're trying to sell a house, if it's staged, it's going to go faster and you're going to more likely get a higher price for it. So we stage all of our flips, as well as obviously staging our short-term rentals. You want those to be super cute.
Oh,
that's going to keep them rented out more than all the other ones whenever it's the cutest, and it gets you more per night. And when you have a short-term rental, that's what you're looking for, is to be able to rent it out the most and the highest price in the market.
Absolutely. Well, I cannot wait to collaborate together, Tresa. It's going to be amazing to see you at Summit, and I definitely want to be a student of yours, as well as connecting your network with our network so we can literally collaborate and do more together. Because
Absolutely.
I know, we're 90% women in our industry. You're going to see 90% women at the event. We've got some incredible men. We have some incredible husbands, right, that actually quit their jobs to help their wives. Because
I love it.
Yes, some great success stories. But we're going to also be real that COVID, and the real estate climate, if a lot of companies didn't hop on to short-term rental, start creating some new books of business, some different bolt-on services to their staging business, it's changed. And so we're going to be talking about that. We're going to be talking about working with investors teaming together and becoming an investor yourself. So how can people reach out to you? They want to connect early. They're going to see you at Summit, but they want to connect now. What's the best way?
Okay. Well, first of all, our next 7-day training it's called Without Fear of Her Future, withoutfearofherfuture.com. You can just go on, and y'all, it's $17 for about 15 hours of training, 15 to 18 hours. And I promise it's going to be fun. It's going to be exciting. And the knowledge is going to blow your mind. It's going to seem so
You could be charging $17,000.
$17 is what I'm charging for this. It's crazy.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah. So December 5th is when we started. We always start on a Sunday and go from Sunday to Sunday. We end it with a Q&A where you can just ask all the questions. It all takes place on Facebook. So I teach on Facebook, and then I just pull up the questions. I have my team of coaches with me, and we answer all the questions that you have. And I would love to see some of these beautiful ladies part of that. And of course, my website is Women's ReIN, REIN.com. However, we are revamping it. It was down yesterday. I don't know if they've got it back up or not, but it will be in a couple of days. Again, that's Women's ReIN. But if you want to be part of the masterclass, withoutfearofherfuture.com. And then I cannot wait to see all of you at the summit.
It's going to be amazing, and I can't wait to collaborate together. No doubt about it. You have connected some heartstrings of mine with yours and your story. I love your thought process of a home per grandchild. How great is that? And, it's just, there's so much opportunity. Do we see it? Do we see the opportunity?
Absolutely.
Yes. So I love it. And I want to be on this training again, withoutfearofherfuture.com. There it is for you guys. Connect with Tresa. And this is going to be unbelievable for us to, be able to combine our groups together to help each other out. And my goal is those of you that are in design, home staging, you're the business owner, or you're working for a company, think about your future. Absolutely. How many years could you survive living out after, your retirement? And yes, the good news is you never have to retire with real estate.
That's right. That's right.
Awesome. Well, very good. Well, thank you for your time today. I look forward to seeing you in a few short weeks.
Okay. Thanks, Jen.
See you soon.
Bye-bye.